Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for episode number 3 of the Ultimate Driver series. Now of course this is the series where we cross over from Grid Autosport to F1 2013. The rules are on the screen so you can familiarise yourselves with those if you want, and also some ideas for other races. Feel free to leave some of those in the comments section below. But yeah, so this is of course the series where we start from Formula C, move up into Formula B, and then finally try and take our dream drive in F1 in the Formula 1 Championship. Now of course we last episode completed a victory in the Formula C Championship, so this time we have moved up to Formula B. Our kicker scholarship, if you like, has continued. Here you can see we are at Spa Francochamps for the first race here. A few new drivers to get used to. I'll introduce you to those guys as we get through it. But here we are then on the first lap. We are ready. We've got underway. Even that was a horrendous introduction to the race. But still, flowing down now into turn 1. They're hitting the K&N car. Now of course we've got a new team. In fact we've got 2 new teams in this series. We've got Raven West coming in, and we've also got K&N, so there's a few drivers you'll need to get used to in this series. We got mugged off the line really and down through Eau Rouge by Aaron O'Sullivan. We managed to repass him down the straight and then actually get up the inside of the young Russian called Stepan Nikolov there in the K&N car. He didn't give it up though, he tried to get up the inside through the long hairpin a few corners later. We were up into 5th though, well I think 6th on the grid, and Stepan Nikolov, I tell you what, he looked quite promising to be honest. We then managed to hunt down the familiar face of Cody Harris in the Intel Motorsport car. Of course, as per usual, I'll be on very hard difficulty. I'll go through the calendar at the end of this race, but to be honest, after we passed Cody Harris, we hit somewhat of a wall because we were just struggling and mistakes ended up creeping in. We got penalties for going over the white lines, and yeah, and it was just very hard to catch the guys in front, but thankfully a mistake from in front from none other than our teammate, of course, Leo Turner. He almost got it wrong again. We actually got a penalty for corner cutting there, which meant we couldn't get up the inside of him through the chicane. We actually managed to keep in touch with him after that mistake out of the corner from our English teammate and lunge up the inside into the hairpin and take 3rd place. In front of us there was still Stefano Brunner, who was the other K&N driver, teammate to Stepan Nikolov, but it would be a win for the Intel car of Owen Cook, the American. We managed to just about hold up our teammate and long-time rival Leo Turner. It looks as if we'd be going all guns blazing with him in the championship again this season. But here are the results. Owen Cook would win the race for Intel Motorsport in front of Stefano Brunner in the K&N car, then myself and Leo Turner with Nikolov there in 5th. Here are the team standings, then we find ourselves in 3rd, 7 points behind Intel Motorsport, and they're 1 point behind K&N, with Forge there in 4th place. But now it was of course time to get into the second race of this episode. Only 2 races will be in this episode, only 1 round. We obviously have to do a little bit of an introduction to the series, so it'll be a slightly shorter episode, but there will be 2 races again in the next episode. But as you can see, charging down into turn 1 on the reverse grid, and Owen Cook just charged himself up the inside. After that massive melee, we managed to move ourselves up into the 12th place. Through Eau Rouge though, a little bit of slowing down, they managed to get past Munoz, O'Sullivan, and then past the K&N car of Stepan Nikolov. Then through the next corner, managed to get the inside of the Raven West car of Nathan McCain. I was going to be inside of him, but he turned into us, putting us well wide. He ended up losing out to a Forge car and then a K&N car as well. Yeah, we ended up now with steering damage and suspension damage after those 2 collisions. Then managed to get around the outside of Dmitry Arsov, a long-time rival as well, from Liquid Rally. Then managed to get around the outside of Lars de Jong as well, who have many adventures with in Formula C. And yeah, we were making a huge amount of progress on the slower cars. We then managed to get past Pau Jimenez, who once didn't actually hit us on the way through, and then Andrei Degaru, who started on pole, the young Romanian, and in the Razor car, as per usual, dropping through the order slightly. We might have changed cars, but nothing's changed there. On lap 3, there were the 5, we actually managed to catch the leading group. Frederick Christensen was leading in front of Axel Berg, the Norwegian, and then Yuki Nakamura in the Raven West car. We made a bit of a mistake there coming towards the bus stop chicane. In front of us there, Yuki Nakamura in the Raven West car, of course teammate to Nathan McCain, managed to get up the inside of Axel Berg and then make contact with Frederick Christensen. On the exit of the bus stop chicane, we got a much better run than Axel Berg there, planting the power a lot earlier, getting a lot more traction, and managed to breeze past him down the straight there in the Cusco Racing car. And through Eau Rouge, we've got a really good run on the 2 guys in front of him. Nakamura getting held up by the Dane in front of him, managed to go right round the outside of him, then got boxed in between him and Frederick Christensen. On the run down into the chicane, we got in the slipstream of the Dane. We managed to try and make a move up the inside, but he was a little bit too far away, and our hesitation proved costly as Yuki Nakamura, the Japanese driver, managed to get right round the outside of him, around the outside of us even, though we tried to make another move through the chicane, going into the hairpin, managed to get round the outside of him, thankfully again, having made contact with him. But this battle would not be over yet, as we managed to try and move up the inside of Frederick Christensen. I'm messing up my words, but we hit him on a massive drift going and onto the grass there. Nakamura there going right round the outside, was getting a much better run and just breezing it right around the outside. There was a bit of a mistake there, trying to get past Frederick Christensen. Nakamura then took the lead, and on the final lap we managed to get, we needed to get a good run on the Dane Frederick Christensen in that Liqui car, but we went wide down the straight, or on the entrance to the straight, and down into the bus stop chicane. That meant we were too far away to make a lunge, and Frederick Christensen would in fact hold on behind Axel Berg, managed to hold on in front of the race car of Lars de Jong, who managed to fight his way through the order. It would be a win for Nakamura, second for Christensen, and ourselves there in third. In terms of our teammates, Leo Turner, he would finish down in 6th place for Team Kicker. Pretty decent recovery from him actually as well. Pau Jimenez there in 7th place with Degaro in 8th in front of Nikolov and O'Sullivan there running out the top 10. This is what it did to the championship. Myself and Yuki Nakamura joint at the top there, 4 points in front of Owen Cook, and then Leo Turner, Stefano Bruno and Frederick Christensen. And here are the team standings. Team Kicker now out in front as per usual, as you would have expected in Formula C. Nothing's changed there. Raven West there in second, from Intel Motorsport, K&N and Liqui with Cusco, Razor and Forge Motorsport there propping up the order. Nevertheless, hope you've enjoyed this slightly shorter episode of The Ultimate Driver here, episode 3. I promised to go through the calendar, so here it is. The first round, of course, we have gone through. Of course, the first race would be random picked grid, and then we have the reverse grid for the second race. But yeah, the first round obviously at Spa Francochamps. The second round will be at Circuito de Jarama. The third round will then be at Hockenheim, followed by the A1 Ring, or the Red Bull Ring, in Austria, and then the final round of the season will be at Yas Marina for the finale here of Formula B. It's been a pretty good start. We're leading the championship joint with Yuki Nakamura, having graduated from Formula C. Of course, if we win this championship, we will move on into Formula 1, although it's looking as if we're more likely to get a test drive, so we'll have to test around Jerez for a team of your choosing, so get commenting over the next episodes for the team that you would like me to be inducted into on my Formula 1 debut. But nevertheless, hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Ultimate Driver. Like and subscribe if you did, and comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much. Don't forget to leave me suggestions on how to improve the series, if any, or if you like the series. If you like the series, tell me why and how you like the series. But if you have any suggestions on how to improve it, please let me know in the comments section. It's been an absolute pleasure ranting to you guys today. Have a brilliant day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.